Good morning, children. Today we are going to start next chapter, that is elements, compounds, symbols and formulae, which is very important as this serves as the basis of chemistry. So you know about matter, which is of two types, pure substance and impure substance or mixture. Pure substances is of two types, element and compound. Element is made up of atoms of the same kind. As you can see here, these small particles are called atoms, whereas compounds are formed of molecules, okay, which are made up of atoms. We will come to this later on. And impure substances or mixtures are of two types, homogeneous, which has the same composition throughout, heterogeneous, whose composition varies. Okay. Now this pure substances are of two types, elements and compounds. So metals, for example iron, non-metals, sulfur, metalloids, example silicon, noble gases, helium. Compounds, example iron sulfide. Okay. So now what is the definition of pure substance? So a substance of a definite composition which has consistent properties, that means same properties throughout, is called a pure substance, which is of two types. You already know, elements and compounds. They have uniform composition, that is they are homogeneous. They have definite set of physical and chemical properties, fixed melting and boiling points, characteristic color, odor, means smell and taste. Now, pure substances cannot be broken down into simpler substances by any physical means. For example, elements, okay, oxygen, hydrogen, they cannot be broken down into any other simpler substances by any physical or chemical means. Now, I will share with you few examples of elements. See, these are zinc granules, which is a metal. Then you can see iron powder, which is also a metal. Then you can see sulfur, which is yellow in color and it is a non-metal. So what is an element? An element is defined as a pure substance which is made up of only one kind of atoms that cannot be converted into anything simpler than itself by any physical or chemical means. And do you know how many elements are there in total? 118. Okay. And already we have done this, isn't it, that they are classified into four types. Now let's see the properties of metals. Metals are usually shiny and hard, exception sodium. Sodium is a soft metal, so soft that it can be cut with a knife. They are solids. Example, you know, iron, copper, all are solids, but exception mercury. It is a liquid metal. We have seen in thermometers. They are ductile, that means they can be drawn into thin wires. They are malleable, they can be beaten into thin sheets. But exception zinc. Zinc is brittle. On beating it breaks into pieces. Okay. Now what about non-metals? These are elements with dull surfaces, they do not shine. Iodine and carbon. But diamond and graphite, though they are non-metals, they shine. They are less in number as compared to metals. Non-metals are either soft solids, gases, and bromine is the only liquid non-metals. Non-metals are neither ductile nor malleable. They are brittle in nature. They are bad conductors of heat and electricity. Whereas what about metals? Metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. Okay. Now they have low melting and boiling points. They do not produce sound when struck, but metals when struck they produce a sound. I think so you have tried this. Diamond, though it is a non-metal, is the hardest naturally occurring solid substance. Now comes metalloids. So these are the elements which are neither metals nor non-metals. They show the properties of both metals and non-metals. Okay. So you have to learn the examples: boron, silicon, arsenic, antimony, germanium. At least these five. Noble or inert gases. Inert means chemically unreactive in nature. So these are gaseous elements that do not react chemically with other elements. As a result, they are known as inert gases or noble gases, and they are found in air only in traces, small amount, and they are 6 in number: helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. Okay. Now, how are we going to write the names of the elements? So, usually we follow a shortcut method, okay, that is abbreviations. So, usually we take the first letter of its name in English or Latin written in capital. For oxygen, the symbol is O, for hydrogen H, for carbon C. But there are other elements also which start with the same letter C. For example, calcium, cobalt, copper. Now what has to be done? For carbon we take capital C, for calcium we take two letters capital C and small a, for cobalt we take two letters capital C and small o. Now if the first two letters of the elements are same. Now what to do? For example, cobalt and copper. Then what we do is that we write the symbol from its Latin name. The Latin name of copper is cuprum. So its symbol is Cu. Okay. So now here you see what are compounds. They are pure substances formed by the chemical combination of two or more elements in a definite proportion by mass. A compound can be broken down into simpler substances. Okay. So, a substance like table salt, it is a compound. You know what is table salt? Chemically, it is called sodium chloride. So, here you can see in the table the elements present in the compound. In water, what is present? Hydrogen, oxygen. In sugar, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. In common salt, sodium, chlorine and so on. Now, what is a molecule? Molecule is the smallest unit of a compound. It consists of atoms of two or more elements in a definite proportion, that is fixed ratio. Okay. So, all the molecules of a compound are same, but they differ from the molecules of other compound. For example, a molecule of water is different from the molecule of glucose. Now, these are the important characteristics of compounds. Okay, they consist of two or more elements. The constituting elements of a compound are combined in a definite proportion. It is pure and homogeneous. The physical and chemical properties of a compound differ from those of its constituent elements. The components of a compound, they cannot be separated by simple physical methods like filtration, sedimentation, decantation. Energy is either absorbed or evolved when a compound is formed. And the best example is water. Water is formed when the two elements hydrogen and oxygen combine in a fixed ratio of 1:8. From whichever source we take water, we will find that the ratio remains the same. Okay, it has a fixed formula S2O. Now, in this table, you see the names and symbols of first 20 elements which you need to learn by heart. For hydrogen, capital H, helium, capital H, small e, lithium capital L small I, beryllium capital B small e, boron capital B, carbon capital C, nitrogen capital N, oxygen capital O, fluorine capital F, neon capital N small e, sodium from its Latin name natrium capital N small a, magnesium capital M small g, aluminium capital A small l, silicon capital S small I, phosphorus capital P, sulfur capital S, chlorine capital C small l, argon capital A small r, potassium K from its Latin name kalium, calcium capital C small a. Then you see this is the part of the periodic table. Okay. Now you can see the groups 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A, 7A and 0. And these are the periods first, second, third and fourth. So in first period there are two elements hydrogen and helium. In the second period there are 8 elements lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine and neon. In the third period again there are 8 elements sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon. And in the fourth period you can see potassium and calcium as we are learning only till the 20 elements. And these horizontal rows, okay, they are called as the periods, and the vertical columns, no, they are called as the vertical columns when we go from this down and up or up and down, these columns you can see, okay, they are known as the groups. Now see, we already discussed about water, no? The properties of water are entirely different from its constituent elements. For example, hydrogen and oxygen are gases, but water is a liquid. Hydrogen can burn itself. Oxygen supports burning, but what does water do? It helps in putting out fire, just the opposite. And the constituent of water cannot be separated by a simple physical method, only by a chemical process known as electrolysis, about which you learn in higher class. Similarly, common salt, do you know its chemical name? Sodium chloride. It is made up of sodium and chlorine. Sodium is a metal that is stored in kerosene oil. Why? Because it reacts very fast with air and water. We cannot keep it in the open. Chlorine is a reactive greenish yellow gas which is poisonous. Now, when these two elements combine, which two? Sodium and chlorine, they form common salt, which is non-poisonous, colorless, solid substance that we use it daily in our food to add taste and also to obtain nutrition. Okay, and the elements present in common salt also can be separated only by chemical process. Okay, then next you see here the examples of few other compounds are given and the elements present in them, okay, which you are going to learn in details in higher classes. Thank you.